Fire destroys the home of a Dubois volunteer firefighter and his family, what happened and how you can help the family, plus development for senior housing in a former Huntingburg hospital is moving forward. We have the details, and District 63 State Representative Mark Messmer is tonight's guest on Inform. All of that and much more is up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. We begin tonight with a Dubois firefighter and his family being displaced from their home after a fire destroyed it this morning. Just after 9:15 this morning, firefighters with the Dubois Volunteer Fire Department were called to the home of Clint and Tricia Eichmiller along Hillham Road South, just off of State Road 56. The one-story ranch home was completely engulfed in flames when firefighters arrived at the scene. A tanker truck from the Hayesville Volunteer Fire Department was also called to the scene to provide extra water for firefighters as they fought the blaze. Dubois Fire Department spokesman Zach Eichmiller says the fire likely started towards the middle of the house near a wood stove, and the stove is believed to be the cause. Eichmiller says nobody was home at the time of the fire, thus nobody was injured. The home is a total loss, and Eichmiller says the home is covered by insurance. Firefighters were on scene for more than 3.5 hours this morning and into the afternoon, fighting the fire and putting out hot spots. Dubois REC and Memorial Hospital EMS also assisted. Now, there are opportunities available to assist the family in their time of need. Eichmiller says both financial and clothing donations will be accepted. Clothes being sought for the couple's 2 children include 5T girls shirts, 36 by 30 jeans, size 13 to 14 shoes, and extra large shirts. As for the parents, size 13 women's pants, large and extra large shirts, 33 by 36 jeans, and size 10 shoes are among the items needed. Eichmiller says all donations will be able to be dropped off at St. John's Lutheran Church at the Dubois Crossroads. Folks can drop their donations off along the west side overhang on the steps or inside the church if the doors are unlocked. In other news this evening, the investigation into an armed robbery at a Christine liquor store has resulted in the arrests of 2 Rockport men, though a third man remains at large. Back on Tuesday, Indiana State Police say detectives followed up on a tip they received about those who may have been responsible for the armed robbery of the Northside Liquors store along Main Street back on February 5th. Detectives found that 18-year-old Alec Meredith was the armed robber that entered the store and stole cash from the store clerk. They also found that 19-year-old Justin Meserve was the driver that transported Meredith to the liquor store and waited in the vehicle while the robbery was taking place. Meredith was taken into custody yesterday at his Rockport home, while Meserve was found in Indianapolis last night and was arrested there. Both are charged with Class B felonies for armed robbery, and they were both lodged in the Spencer County Security Center. That's not the end of this story, though. State police say the information from this case also helped to solve a second armed robbery that took place in Kentucky. In this case, police say Meredith and 28-year-old Keith Philhauer entered a convenience store in Masonville, Kentucky, and robbed it on February 10th. Meserve was the driver of the vehicle for this robbery as well, according to police. As mentioned earlier, Philhauer is still at large. The February 10th robbery remains under investigation, and the Daviess County, Kentucky Sheriff's Department is still looking for Philhauer. Anyone who has any information on his whereabouts is asked to call the Indiana State Police Jasper Post at 482-1441 or 1-800-742-7475. Folks can also contact the Daviess County, Kentucky Sheriff's Department at 270-685-8444. Plans for new senior housing in Huntingburg are now set to move forward. Last night, the Huntingburg City Council heard that tax credits for the redevelopment of the former St. Joseph's Hospital building on the city's north side have been approved by the Indiana Housing and Community Development Authority. Miller Valentine Group, who has been heading up that project, will be developing about 30,000 square feet of the existing hospital building for senior living. Additionally, there will be new construction on the building to create 45 senior living units. Huntingburg Mayor Denny Spenner says the city will be benefiting from this project.
This is a great step in this process for us. This means this project will happen. There will be a renovation of about 300,000 square feet of the facility into a senior living facility for citizens 55 and over, and it's just the beginning, a kind of a catalyst to begin that process moving on our north side.
Construction on the new units is set to begin this fall. The new units would be made available for rent in the fall of 2015. In other business, the council heard from representatives of firms interested in removing the remaining gas from the city's gas storage field. The decision to remove the gas from the storage field was made following an explosion in the field back in June of last year, which destroyed a dehydration unit. Spenner says the presentation made a good impression on everyone.
It was a very impressive presentation about their concern. They were very quick to point out that they might be able to complete this with additional jobs in our area, and we feel the process now will be a negotiation between our attorneys and theirs to come up with a final agreement, and should this agreement come together, we would begin that process soon in this spring.
In final notes, the council heard an update from Honeywell Representative James Zellman concerning a study on a demand response program that would save money for customers. Zellman told the council that it would be best for the city not to move forward with the program at this point. Spenner says the city can still make energy improvements on its own going forward.
Honeywell did a great job of doing an assessment of our city and the potential, but feasibility-wise right now, from a financial standpoint, this isn't a project that we want to move forward with. But they did present us with a document that allows us to move forward with some improvements within our own buildings and move forward with that.
Zellman cited the costs involved and the potential for penalties involved with a voluntary program as the reasons for his recommendation. Finally this evening, officials with the Hoosier National Forest say they plan to conduct 10 prescribed burns coming up this spring. The burns will be conducted across the area anytime between now and April 15th. Forest officials say the burns will be done depending on the weather and available staffing. Forest Fire Management Officer Terry Severson says about 2,500 to 3,500 acres per year are burned as weather permits. Only half of that total was burned last year because of excessive rainy and wet conditions. Each prescribed burn area will be closed to the public the day of the burn and after the burn until the area is deemed safe. Signage will be put up along the fire line and at entry points to the area. Visitors to the forest are being asked to use caution and pay attention if they are in areas where the burn signs are posted. The areas slated for burning include a 450-acre area south of Birdseye in Crawford County that will close a portion of the Birdseye Trail. Other prescribed burn sites across the area will include the Roland Moffett Wetland area in Orange County and 2 areas in Perry County. These will be the Mogan Ridge area south of Leopold and the Tipsaw Dam, German Ridge, and Buzzard Roost areas. All right, coming up after the break, your local forecast, sports with Kurt Guxell, and Inform with District 63 State Representative Mark Messmer. That's all up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Local people watching local people.